Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is. It's Wednesday. It's the 4th day of January, 2023. Still just feels weird to have that 2023 going there. It's National Missouri Day.
Okay.
It's National Spaghetti Day.
Oh, I love spaghetti.
I do too. And it's National Trivia Day. So I was going to give you a trivia question, but I'm going to wait. I'll do that later in the program. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right. And hey, here's a trivia question. Who's my guest today?
Rosenstein.
You were really close. Dan, I just said it. I told her ahead of time, and I knew she wouldn't remember. Dan Rosensweig is his name. He's got a program on Crackle called Going From Broke. And this is a really cool thing. He helps people kind of get their financial world in order. And it's a neat show. I watched a couple episodes of this, and I really like it. And if there's maybe people listening going for New Year's resolution, I'm going to get my financial world in order, he might just be the guy to help. I've got a link to his information and the show and all of that, but I'm excited to chat with him coming up in just a bit.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. No matter where they live in the world, no matter what their cultural or family influences, women are better at empathizing with other people than men. This according to a study from the University of Cambridge. Let's pause right there. Do you think a study was needed for this?
And first of all, I disagree with this.
You disagree with it?
I absolutely disagree with this.
Well, in our relationship, but not in the rest of the world. She's kind of heartless, just so you know. Researchers use empathy tests, and the results from 300,000 people in 57 countries found in 36 countries, women scored significantly higher in their cognitive empathy than men did. In 21 of the countries, women and men's scores were similar. There wasn't a single country, though, where men scored far better on average than women. The results held across 8 languages were consistent across all ages between 16 and 70 years old. The only woman who doesn't empathize more is Heidi Small. It's mentioned in the story. No, not really. Yeah, anytime we have good news, I'm getting all weepy over here, and she's like, "Are you going to cry?" She pokes me with a stick. Yeah, she's not nice. I don't know how we make this work, but we do. Been married to her almost 23 years. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know Monty Python's famous Silly Walk? From about almost 50 years ago now.
I love the Silly Walk.
It's an ideal exercise for burning calories.
Really?
Researchers at Arizona State University, they used John Cleese's walk as the focus of a study, and the research team, in a bit of year-end fun, concluded, nevertheless exhaustive research that they did, even though it was fun, that it would have doing the equivalent of 75 minutes of vigorous, intense physical activity by just walking that way.
That's awesome.
And what they called teabag style, demonstrated in the sketch, rather than their usual style. If you do this for 11 minutes a day, first of all, nobody will talk to you.
11 minutes a day.
11 minutes a day. And, then you don't have to do 75 minutes.
You might not live longer. It'll just feel like it because you have no friends.
I've got a link, by the way, if you want to see this video so you know what that looks like. It's silly. That's why it's called the Silly Walk. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Black Adam 2 is officially on the back burner. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has taken to Twitter to share. He actually did this, I think, before Christmas. So this story, I think, is a bit old. But he went to Twitter to let people know that, hey, there is a sequel, but we're not moving forward with it right now. It was reported that the project was dead. but he's like, it's not necessarily dead. It's just on the back burner. So they kind of explain why. If you want to read all the details, I have that in the show notes. I got to tell you, my wife and I, Heidi over here, the two of us, we've missed a couple of the superhero movies.
I really don't care about
the
superhero
last one that we
movies.
saw was Batman with Michael Keaton. So somebody's gonna have to get us up to speed.
That's not true. Deadpool.
Oh, that's right. There we go. We have seen a few more. No,
And
we
only because my son said, Mom, you would like this.
Yeah.
If you were a superhero, you would be Deadpool.
she would be pretty
So
much.
I had to watch it.
And it was good. No, and the ones that I have seen, I have liked, but I know there are a lot of people that get really, really excited about the superhero movies. We just haven't gone down that
I just
path
don't
yet.
like them.
And when I watch them, we do like them. I don't know. Big screen, little
I
screen.
know.
Brought to you by channelsurfertv.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. I have just one story, and then we're going to chat a little bit about this story.
Okay.
So pay attention, Heidi.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you details about this. Prince Harry said it looks like he's ready to reconcile with his family. But in a trailer for their upcoming interview with ITV1, the Duke of Sussex says his efforts to mend his relationship with King Charles and Prince William's seems fruitless. Harry says, they've shown absolutely no willingness to reconcile. I would like to get my father back. I would like to have my brother back. The royal indicates that he's looking to have a family instead of an institution, though the firm feels differently about him and his wife, Meghan Markle, preferring to keep them, quote, as the villains, he says.
Oh, whatever.
The interview will air this Sunday. So we have 1 minute
Sorry,
to chat.
when you've been out trash talking your family for
Exactly.
years, what do you expect?
And the thing is, we've mentioned a few times, and I want you guys to understand, I have absolutely no personal dislike or whatever.
And I'm sorry, but you made
Doesn't
yourself
matter.
the villain. I don't know much
not-
about the Royals. I really
Yeah.
don't care. Honestly, it has zero effect on my
Same
life.
here. And I just want to make sure, because we've mentioned them a few times, and we've kind of made fun a little bit of this. I have nothing personal against them. Here's all I know is what I read. And I read that they say we're stepping away from royalty because we want to get out of the spotlight. And then they do a reality show to
They
get
do
back into the
anything
spotlight.
they can to be in the spotlight.
And I
it's
just
annoying.
go, do you want out of the spotlight or do you want into the
Exactly.
spotlight? And, again, at the end of the day, it doesn't affect my life in
No.
any way. So do what you want to do. But I think it just seems really, really odd. And I thought it seemed really weird to me that he was saying, I would like to get these people back, but they don't want me back. Like,
He's
dude,
he's playing the victim.
You're the one that left and put out a documentary talking about how awful the Royals are. And then you're like,
Yep.
but I sure would like to be back.
Oh, they're
Okay.
trying to make me the villain.
We're all done now. We're moving on. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Our guest today, Dan Rosensweig, has a program called Going From Broke. It's on Crackle, and I've had a chance to watch a couple of episodes. And one of the things that I think is fascinating, Dan, it seems like several of the people on this program, they make a lot of money, but they do a really bad job of finding a smart way to spend it.
Yeah, look, you're right. There's different versions of the same problem. The same problem is if you spend more than you make, then you're going to go broke.
Yeah.
And so sometimes people are making more than enough and they're just overspending. In some cases, we've had to help people find second jobs, like with DoorDash or some of the other kinds of gig economy companies, because they can't cut anymore and they still do need to generate more income. So, but in every case, people go into debt because they don't understand how money works. They don't understand compound interest. They don't understand how how the credit card company is not your friend by offering you another credit card, that the mortgage companies are not your friend, that student debt is not your friend. And so we teach you how money works. And the goal is to help you become the CEO of your own life. You know this, John, because most people, when they understand the problem and admit it, and if they take an action, they're more in control of things than they take control of. And that is the most important thing. You can control your destiny here. And we teach you. We make it entertaining and interesting, and sometimes you cry, because these are real life stories of your neighbors.
And
These are people that you'll see every day.
And the thing's fascinating to me on this program, there's some really smart people that are really good at what they do. But then, like this one gentleman that you have featured in one of the programs, he picked one of the most expensive places in the country to live, and he works from home. He could live anywhere. So let's talk a little bit about what your company does, because the program, Going From Broke, is just one of the things, but you actually do this kind of stuff every day, don't you?
Well, Chegg is a company that started by really appreciating the fact that college education is too expensive, and that we could not control the cost of tuition, but we tried to figure out everybody needed to buy a textbook, so we invented textbook rental. So that instead of paying $200 for a book that you might have opened twice that you never wanted to have, that you were required to get, you could rent it for $25.
Nice.
So the first thing we did was realize that the biggest pain point for college kids was money. And then we invented really online homework help. So our products, Chegg Study, Chegg Study Pack, Mathway, EasyBib, products that almost every high school and college kid uses today. We have millions of subscribers. It is designed to say, if you put your hand up and you're in the arena and you want to get an education to help you potentially make more money and get a better outcome, we're going to stay with you side by side, because most kids in this country, you don't really realize, John, the average age of a college kid, 25. 26% of them already have kids. 40% of them are working 30 hours a week or more. That 60% of all college students today are women, many of them single working moms. So what we do is we just help them master the subjects better. We reduce their stress. And that led to understanding mental health issues. And then when you understand the mental health issues, you understand how big of a role money plays. And fortunately, we have a brilliant creator of the show, an executive producer, Ashton Kutcher. And Ashton was helping me understand, and I was helping him understand the issues on student loan. And Chegg pays off all its employees' student debt, because we realized how big the problem was. And Ashton said, look, if we can make a show that is interesting, educational, entertaining, we can help millions of people. And by the way, the first 2 seasons have had 26 million views. So
Nice.
You know the situation is real and people are interested in learning about it. But it's fun and it's interesting, and occasionally you cry. And a lot of times you just want to yell at the person on screen. It's like, how could you do this? But you see their journeys, beginning, middle, and end, and you see the people that did the work, and you see the people that didn't do the work. We reveal to you the places to go look and the choices to make. Very easy tips and tricks. They're easy to do. They're painful to admit.
Dan, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it. And thanks for doing the show Going From Broke. I think you're giving people the tools to make some really positive changes in their life.
Well, we're grateful that you care about these things and you're bringing this message out to people who hopefully can benefit from it. So have a great day.
Absolutely. You do the same. Again, the program, it's out right now. I'm going to throw a link to it. It's on Crackle. It is free to watch, which I think also makes a lot of sense. You know, talking about spending money wisely, and they have it on a program that is free to view. I'll throw a link to it, all of the information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
Was that, John?
More couples separate or divorce in the month of January than any other month of the year.
Oh.
Yeah, which reminds me, you have time to get together after the program? Just kidding. We've been married since the year 2000, so somehow we make this work. Another fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
You do not need a driver's license to be a NASCAR driver.
What?
Yeah.
I would think that would be like priority number one.
There is what's called a golden driver's license. I actually know somebody that has one, and it is to drive on the racetracks, but it's different than an actual driver's license.
Do you need that?
Yeah,
to
you
drive
need
a
that
NASCAR?
to be, I believe so. At least back when he was a NASCAR driver, he needed that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The use of seatbelts in F1 racing, Formula One, was not mandatory until 1971. So all the way up until 71, they'd get in these race cars, and they didn't even have to buckle up if they didn't want to. That
Well,
seems
what do
odd.
they care? You don't even have a driver's license.
Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by Mintervention.com. This is kind of sad. Question for you, Heidi. A survey says 15% of adults regret this about 2022. What is it? 15% of adults
Not
regret
losing
this.
weight.
No, they regret who they kissed to ring in the new year.
What?
Yeah. Why? So they must have broke up with that person. I'm assuming. Because I kissed you to ring in the new year, and I don't regret that at all. Yeah, there's a whole lot going on here. Mint Mobile, question of the day, comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A couple of names that tend to ruffle feathers with some people. Elon Musk, Greta Thunberg. So, okay, but this is the interesting thing. Elon Musk kind of sort of sided with Greta Thunberg recently.
Thornburg?
How do you say it?
Isn't it Thornburg?
I don't know. There's not an R. If there is, maybe it's not in this. Yeah, it just says Thunberg.
Thunberg.
I don't know. She had a feud with right-wing internet personality Andrew Tate, who was recently arrested in Romania on suspicion of rape, human trafficking, and organized crime. Before being taken into custody Thursday, Tate tweeted a video response to Thunberg, however you say it, featuring a not recycled pizza box from a local chain in that area. Upon his arrest, Thunberg, I'll just call her Greta, responded by tweeting, "This is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza box."
Oh, wow.
That's not why he was arrested. Elon Musk then posted on Sunday, "Sometimes it's better to just make pizza at home." What is going on? He's the richest man in the world. He's chiming in on this nonsense. Okay, moving on. Weird news.
You know what, though? He has a lot of fun just chiming in
does.
on people's nonsensical
I suppose.
stuff.
Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. We are like halfway through the first week of the new year, and a lot of people out there made resolutions the beginning of the year, and there's already a lot of people who have gotten rid of them. So I have for you realistic New Year's resolutions. The first one, exercise regularly for the first 2 weeks. Wake up by noon every day. You could probably do that. Get out of the house, at least twice. Gain 20 pounds. That's pretty realistic.
That
We
is
could probably do
realistic.
Make time to work on my procrastination. I don't know if I have time to get around to that. Make a resolution to not be the guy who says his New Year's resolution is to not make any New Year's resolutions. I'm stuck in the middle of a quandary on that deal. A resolution to drink more wine. Or
That I could do.
to think about going to the gym 3 to 5 times a week.
That I could do.
To never leave a package of cookies unfinished. To quit smoking at least 5 times this year. To not change a thing because whenever somebody dies, people always say, "Oh man, just when he was starting to get his life together." And the most realistic New Year's resolution, to be more realistic. So there you go. It's your list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today is from Elon Musk. We mentioned him earlier in the program.
We sure did.
For those of you who don't know, he is the one of the richest people on the planet. I believe the richest person on the planet.
That changed.
Oh, he's not anymore? Okay,
Nope.
well, he's one of. And he's got this thing called SpaceX, and they were trying to shoot people to Mars eventually. So knowing that helps with this quote. Elon Musk said, "I would like to die on Mars, just not on impact."
Oh, that's funny.
That's a good quote. All right, quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. I love this story. This is from, this time of year we'll get a lot of these stories that are Christmas stories.
Okay.
But they just finally make their way to my corner of
Right.
the internet. So this is from Fargo, North Dakota. A grandpa drives a stray dog 1,250 miles to surprise grandkids on Christmas morning. Yeah, at the Parrot House in Fargo, North Dakota. They're still talking about the best Christmas ever. It was just a couple weeks ago now. It was Christmas morning when Country showed up at the house. Whose Country, you might ask? Well, let me tell you. In early December, the family made a trip from Fargo to Texas to visit family. That's when they met Country, a stray dog who wandered onto the property and refused to leave. The kids instantly fell in love with this dog they named Country. He was just so pleasant to the kids. He won us over because we weren't initially. What? We weren't initially. I don't know what that means. It's like no matter what happens, we're not taking this dog home, the mother said.
Okay, yeah.
And then when it came time to leave, to fly home to North Dakota, the car was full of tears. Everybody was sad because the kids already missed the dog before they even got to the airport. As soon as we started driving away, there was weeping. It was horrible to watch. But Grandpa, he decided, you know what, I'm going to surprise these kids. I'm going to drive this dog 1,250 miles to North Dakota. By the way, he's in Texas. They're in North Dakota. It's Christmas time. Much better to be in Texas. Said I wanted to make them happy. I knew something, was just going to make them really happy. He surprised the kids Christmas morning with this stray dog that they loved and left behind. Initially, they thought he was just there to visit. But then, when he was ready to leave, they found out Country is here to stay forever. That's their dog now. How cool is that?
That's very sweet.
And he gave them the best Christmas ever. I've got a link to the story if you'd like to read it. And there's some photos in there, too. This dog is pretty darn adorable. I love that. Isn't that a neat story?
It's very cool. I love it.
I think you would do that. You would convince me to do that. You would make me do that. Okay, we're going to drive across the country to take this dog to our kids.
Well, who wouldn't want to anyway?
I know. It would be kind of fun. It just seems like a big jaunt. But no, that's cool. I've got a link to the story. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.